You're listening to Grimworld, and this is the story of Sam Sheppard, the notorious fugitive. Part 1. Recently, while talking to my girlfriend, researcher, and writer here on Grimworld, she told me one of the true crime cases that she loves hearing about turns out to be the basis for one of the 90s movies that I loved growing up. Of course, I'm talking about Harrison Ford's movie,
Are you saying that I killed my wife?
The Fugitive, released August 6, 1993. The fictional character of Sam Sheppard is based closely to the actual person in the case, including sharing a name. In 1954, Dr. Samuel Sheppard claimed to have had a fight with an unknown bushy-haired stranger in his house, who he ultimately claimed killed his wife Marilyn and their unborn child. Back then, the Sheppards lived in Bay Village. Sam was a handsome 30-year-old man who was married to the victim Marilyn Sheppard. The couple shared a 7-year-old Sam Reese nicknamed Chip, and Marilyn was 4 months pregnant, making her death a double homicide. Sam was from good family, and he went on to become a neurosurgeon, so he was intelligent, holding such a prestigious title. The Sheppards lived on a lakefront property on the shores of Lake Erie. Women that are pregnant are at a statistically higher risk of being killed of their non-pregnant counterparts. Police started to look at Sam Sheppard right away. They wondered, did he not want another baby? Was he angry about being a father again? On the night of July 3rd, 1970, the Sheppards had dinner with neighbors. After eating, the couple settled in to watch a movie while little Sam was sleeping upstairs. During the movie, the other couple said that they were affectionate and cuddly. By the end of the movie, Sam had fallen asleep on the daybed downstairs. Marilyn said goodbye to the neighbors, heading up to the bed herself. The next morning, Sam woke up early, finding Marilyn dead in her bed. Back in the 50s and 60s, it was very common for married couples to sleep in twin beds because it was thought that men need sleep and sleeping with a partner would disturb their sleep pattern. It was not a sign of a bad marriage. Today, 25% of couples sleep separately due to sleeping issues or alternating schedules. At 5:45 a.m., Sam called Bay Village Mayor Spencer Mook, saying, "I think they killed Marilyn." The mayor and his wife head for the Sheppard home to find a shirtless Sam, face bruised and swollen, standing in soaking wet pants. Upstairs, Marilyn is laying on her blood-soaked bed. Why call your friend the mayor first? Why not call 911?
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed at this time.
Well, these were the days before 9/11. You could have the operator wait for the call to connect, then wait for them to connect you to emergency services. At 6 a.m., the police finally arrive on the scene. Upon arriving, they notice a small blood stain on his pants. It was deemed not to be enough for him to have killed her, a 3.5-inch tear in the pocket. He told his story. Neighbors came over for dinner after the adults watched a movie. They left. Marilyn went up to bed. Chip was asleep. He woke on the daybed downstairs early around 5:40 a.m. to cries from Marilyn upstairs. He thought she was having a convulsion since she had earlier in her pregnancy. Was it a seizure? A muscle spasm? What kind of convulsion? Panicking, he ran up the stairs to the bedroom to find someone who he described as a bushy-haired stranger standing next to Marilyn's bed. A fight broke out around the beds, finishing with Sheppard getting knocked out. Each time you lose consciousness, you can't remember the 2 seconds before. When Sam came to, he finds himself alone in the bedroom, and then checks if his wife has a pulse. This interaction with the body has speculated to be where the blood on the knee of his pants and cuff was from. Finding that Marilyn was dead, he goes to check on little Sam, finding him asleep and unharmed. Hearing a noise downstairs, Sam leaves his son's room, quickly goes downstairs to see the bushy-haired stranger leaving out the front door, fleeing towards the lake. Sam chased him down to the lake, getting knocked out again in the water. He woke up on the shore, laying on his stomach in the water, scared and not believing events where Sam ran, more like a quick limp. Back to the house, checking if Marilyn was still dead, panicking further, and calls his friend, the mayor. "I was thinking about this. Would the stranger have to pass the daybed? Why would he have come across Sam's sleeping floor? Did the stranger even know that Sam was in the house? It seems odd that the stranger would not neutralize Sam, the biggest threat to him in the house, while he had been asleep. The daybed was off the kitchen next to a back staircase. There was also a staircase at the front of the house. So it was possible for the stranger to have bypassed Sam on his way upstairs. After getting upstairs, the Sheppard's bedroom was close to both the staircases, and her bed was closest to the door of the bedroom. Did the stranger know the layout of the house to be brave enough to go upstairs? According to forensic god Paul Holes, going to the second floor is a high risk to any offender. The stairway is a funnel of death, one way up, one way down. After arriving in the hospital, Sam was diagnosed with a fractured vertebrae, had a bruise on his spinal cord, and in shock. He was on massive amounts of painkillers and sedatives in the hospital. Being their prime suspect, the police interviewed him multiple times. Seems like this may have been a waste of time, since statements made on sedatives or painkillers can't be sworn to, since you can't sign the statement due to being medicated. Marilyn was found laying on her back. Her face and head was covered in blood. She had been bleeding at the top of the bed and pillows for a little while before she was pulled down towards the end of the bed. Legs spread eagle. Her pajama top was rolled up, exposing her breasts. Her bottoms were pulled completely down. Did Sam interrupt a sexual assault? How can you rape someone around a footboard? Was there a semen swab? Was it a staged sexual assault? On the right side of the mattress, there was a symmetrical bloodstain that could have been from a man-made object laying there. Coroner Dr. Gerber determined time of death was about 3:45 a.m. and 4 a.m., and her cause of death was homicide by assault from multiple blows to the head and face, likely being caused by fractures from the blows to the head. A separation of facial features, bilateral hemorrhaging, and sublateral contusions to the brain. She was struck a few dozen times with an unknown object. In total, Marilyn received 30 injuries, stuck upwards of 15 times in the face, knocking out some of her teeth. Through it all, Sam always said, "I didn't do it. There's no motive." Police don't agree with him, though.
Since the day of the murder, the news media have published and broadcast both news and opinions about the case. This is their right under the First and 14th Amendments of the Bill of Rights, which guarantee freedom of speech and of the press.
And that was part 1 of the Sam Sheppard Fugitive story.